On Mondays, our instructor and trainer is Michael Huggins. We had the opportunity to listen to him last week. I'm not sure if Michael's on the line with us. I don't see his name there. Michael, are you with us this morning? Well, we're having a lot of fun with Plan B today. Can we invite people to come off of mute and share some of their experiences with nationals? That was awesome this last week. I hope that you guys will be willing to share with us the things that you came away with.
Michael might be at the leadership retreat they're having today. I noticed Scott Rowe wasn't on his call this morning either. But Michael Huggins really helped us out a lot this last week. And the last thing Bob Snyder said was, don't think, do it. Every time you think, just do it. Don't think, do it.
Absolutely. When those ideas hit us, let's not, when inspiration hits, you've got to act on it or it goes away. I think that's something that I've experienced. I bet it's been the same for you guys. There were so many things over nationals that were just exciting. And one of the best things was just the fellowship of positive people from around the country. I got hugs and smiles from people that I didn't even know sometimes. We waited till after the hug to get introductions made, and it was just fantastic. From coast to coast, it was a wonderful opportunity. The energy and from the presentations, the encouragement, the clarity that came through was exceptional. Anybody else have something that a golden nugget they picked up at nationals they'd like to share with us? Natalie, I appreciate the confirmation that Michael is at the leadership retreat.
Hey, Ron, Christian here.
Christian, welcome.
Hey, leadership retreat was amazing for me, and I got a ton out of it. Obviously, there's a lot of things that came down the line. I think compliance is exciting because it shows that we're moving towards the company that we want to be. Right, we're becoming a real business, so to speak, and we can start, chasing that billion-dollar dream. The national conference. I'm just thinking about the leadership retreat already because we've moved past the national conference, but at the national, learning about the compliance and actually putting some excitement behind that is great for me because again, I want to imagine us being a international billion-dollar company. The other thing for me that I'll say here, because I could spend all day long talking about the different things that came out and the impacts that it made for me. But what I would say is the awards banquet and seeing all of our amazing leaders that are part of this team going up there and receiving their awards, watching Michael Huggins take that top spot, seeing, Mitch and Nate and all these folks and seeing the shifts that are happening in, those top producers just really made me realize how much we kind of take for granted, if we're being honest. Many of us are hanging out with these guys every single day. Scott and Nancy Rowe are some of my best friends. Even though I don't see them every day, I get to talk to them on a continual basis, and they're always supportive of me. So to watch every single one of them and to see the accomplishments they've made and to realize that this is my everyday life, I was just beyond grateful. So the gratitude was exuding out of me. I think even more so than the awards that I got for myself was seeing the people around me getting their awards and realizing how lucky and blessed I am to be in this network and to be, accepted and embraced by this network. So I would say every single one of you, especially if you for some reason weren't at the awards banquet or possibly left the awards banquet, rethink kind of where you're at, and just remember, 99% of the population doesn't get the opportunity to be around the type of earners and the people that are making the types of impacts that we do. So remember that, be grateful for it, and become one of them, or continue to be the one that you are, because I know we've got so many amazing people on this line. So that would be my takeaway.
Awesome. I appreciate that. And the opportunity that we had to observe the leadership in Renatus from across the country, what an opportunity that was to rub shoulders, to see them and physically witness their example of leadership. And you heard from several of them saying, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And that comes from a humility in them that, I'm not the king of the world. I'm not the most greatest person or anything. These are people that know that it can be done by anybody. And that was so inspiring to me. And just to watch let me share something with you. Christian was just talking to us, and there's something that I've noticed about Christian over and over in my experience of rubbing shoulders with him. He is a selfless server. He sees a need and he'll fill it. I watched him take a glass of water or a bottle of water to different people that were speaking. I've seen this over and over, not just at nationals, but at wherever we've been together. He just looks for an opportunity to serve, and I think that's a wonderful example to us, Christian. I appreciate that. We watched some of the others there as they would share their story, and I find that so generous, because the stories they've got to share with us are inspiring and show that, if we follow that example, what success we can rise to. Bob Snyder's remarks on Saturday when he had Daryl and his brother Daryl up there, and it's just do it, as we've heard already this morning. Just go out and invite a couple people to come back to our next event. And if we all did that, that would have been ample instruction for the whole nationals. And that's just one taste that we had. And we saw that as everybody left and came back with somebody else, they'd leave and come back with something else. We don't have to get caught up in our drop cards and our websites and our signage and everything. Just go out and invite people. Anybody else, something that you'd like to share with us?
Hey, Ron, how about Woody now showing the new game we had to replace cash flow with? That game was something else, wasn't it?
Was that awesome? The velocity banking, I think, is what he's calling that. That is exciting. It looked. Can you believe there's anything better than cash flow? And it's our own game. Nobody else is going to have this across the country. For anybody that isn't out there, or anybody out there that wasn't at nationals, rather, it's a card game. It's a little pack of cards. They looked nice and everything else, but it was something that everyone could play. You didn't have to wait for everyone to take turns. The whole game can be done in 45 minutes to an hour, and teach the same concepts of creating wealth and the velocity banking concepts, and it makes people think in a way maybe they've never thought before. And we can take this out and teach them while having a lot of fun together. Thank you. I appreciate that, Pete. That was a wonderful nugget. Anybody else? What nuggets did you pick up at Nationals?
How about the drive, being able to tailor your pitch to every customer that you come across? Amazing, really amazing.
It is. And something else that just came to mind was when Nicole Call got up, and you know, she was presenting some information that I think was difficult for her. She was trying not to step on any toes or anything in the way that we've been doing things. And of course we've been doing things in the best manner with the best intent that we could put it out there. But she showed us that there's a better way to do it. And it's a way that will be in full compliance with the laws of our communities and our states and our country. And it will keep us looking better than we've ever looked before. And I was impressed with how everybody took that. Everyone's head was nodding. Everyone was cheering. She gave us other tools to use that would take the place of some of the things we've been doing. And I think it's a real step in the right direction. And I'm excited to see more about that and hear more from our leaders in the coming instruction and Super Saturdays and Thursday nights, etc. Anybody else?
How about Nate Lambert talking about how he's doing his marketing?
Isn't Nate a kick? You know, there were so many from our local area in Salt Lake, as well as those from across the country. But you know, to see Mitch and Michael and Nate and I shouldn't start naming names because I'm going to leave people out, and I don't want to do that because every one of them was fantastic. But Nate is such a kick, and Bob was so right. He's got that smile a mile wide, and when he starts to laugh, you just it takes you to a good place. Anybody else got something they'd like to share?
Hey, Ron, this is Shelly. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, Shelley?
Great, thank you. Hey, I just wanted to say it was just an amazing time. And every year it just gets more amazing and more amazing. And I just think every year it goes from our head to our heart, to my heart, even more. And I really enjoyed when Troy was talking, I can't remember his last name. I
Troy
really
Dunn.
enjoyed, yeah, Troy Dunn. I really enjoyed his message because sometimes this has been one of the hardest things I've done. Sometimes going out there and looking for properties and making things happen and inviting people down. But it's also been one of the most joyful things that I've done, because once somebody comes down and they sign up and then you watch them change and you watch them invite people down, it becomes more rewarding to see their growth and their success. So the pain in that, it's also so worth the joyful sacrifice that sometimes, we have to make to move forward in our business, or to move forward and change our lives, and to get outside of our comfort zone and grow. And that's kind of what I took away from that. I just thought it was amazing. So I just wanted to share that. And then also, I really think it's very important too, because I have a new person that's signing up, and I really appreciated when Eric Counts got up there and, was explaining, how important it is, because she had money to use, but it's very important for her to go for the funding process to see if we can get her some more money. So when, the deals come up, things like that, we can make that happen. So that's all I have, and I'm very grateful, and I'm so grateful that I'm here, and I'm grateful for the community, and I love you all, and that's all I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thanks, Shelley. I appreciate that. You brought up some really good points. Deslin, have you got something you'd like to add? It was great to see you.
Were you going to share?
You can go share.
We'll let Deslin come back in a minute. Maybe I've caught her off guard. I saw her come off of mute, and I thought, oh, she's got something to add. And it's always great to hear from Deslin and get a great big hug and a smile from Idaho. When Shelley mentioned the joyful sacrifice that Troy Dunn talked about, was that an amazing presentation? I thought, well, I'd looked him up on the internet a little bit before, and I saw some videos, but I didn't get to watch the videos, and I'd planned to get back on that, and that I'm going to sure do that now. his show. I don't know what network it's on. I'm not even sure the name of it. It's like Finding People, or something like that. But he shows how he reunites people that had that with someone that they've missed in their life, someone they want to see again, and an amazing premise. Just, I mean, it's like extreme tearjerker, right? And at any rate, he shared a story, and it hit me so funny. I enjoyed a really good laugh, and I apologize if anyone thought I was laughing too much, but it came right from my soul, and I could relate with what he was sharing, and he related it in such a way, a powerful and way that was just so connecting with me, and I think with everyone around us. And then as he got into the joyful sacrifice, that it wasn't just a nice little effort. It took some planning. He gave several examples of his father giving to his mother, and his mother giving to Troy and his brother, and Troy learning to give, and gave to his father when it wasn't convenient to give him a wonderful gift, and to share those things. And then as his parents were nearing, his father at least, nearing the end of his life, and the opportunity to extend service at that time. And it wasn't easy. He had to really plan it out, how he was going to get there, how he was going to offer some loving gestures to his parents and support. And it seems like when we have to give up a lot, it's worth the effort. It's worth the effort to reach out and change someone's life and lift them up. And when we're all lifting together across the country, like we did, we all came together in nationals, but we're all together year long. And as we reach out and we take people's hands around us, you reach out with that 3-foot rule, 2-foot rule, however you apply it in your life, and find those people close to you. I in my own personal prayers every day, I know that God knows the people that are looking for what we've got, and I just ask him, put me close to them, and then give me the courage to open my mouth. And I know that it happens. I know that it happens. Anybody else have a comment?
Hey, Ron.
Deslin.
It's Des.
Good
Sorry,
to
I
hear
played
you
with
from
my
you.
microphone this morning. I'm on my phone, and my app is being flaky. So I just wanted to come on.
I think that's a countrywide thing this morning we're experiencing. Plan B. Go ahead, Des.
I think we're on Plan D. Okay, I just wanted to say that it was Robert and my first nationals, and I was just blown away by the awards, being able to get up on stage with such illustrious people, all the teams. It just really blew me away, the caring that Bob has for all of us across the Renatus Nation, and how he celebrates everything that we do and all of our accomplishments, and really helped Robert and I focus on what our goals want to be for next nationals. And I know I talked to a lot of people that really inspire them to raise their game, get their game on. And that's one of the things that I really appreciated, that I wanted to point out, because the whole entire 3 days was just amazing and fabulous.
From the first minute on, wasn't it amazing and fabulous? Cody's saying his audio isn't working, but he pointed out that Michael, as he gave the handout, so we could take away. We didn't have to worry about making the notes and remembering later. He had the handouts ready for us. And of course, the whole thing was recorded, and it'll be available in our back office, as I understand it. Correct me, somebody, if I'm wrong. But I plan on going back and watching each and every presentation again, because there were so many things that I couldn't write down, mostly because my old eyes couldn't see in the dark to make notes on the paper. But thank goodness, with 21st century note-taking technology, I had my phone that I could take a lot of pictures of their slides. The first day when Bob said, everyone that has made $100,000 or more in real estate, please come up, share who you are, where you're from, who your 5-star is, and how long you've been in. That was nothing less than phenomenal to see over an hour of people, one after the other, after the other, after the other, with a short message talking about the success they've had. What a slam to our critics. I shouldn't say slam, what a correction, an attitude adjustment. I think that'll be to our critics who say, you know what, Renatus doesn't really teach about real estate investment. It's just a marketing campaign. Boy, let me tell you, that is anything but the truth. It is, there is a marketing campaign, and it's a wonderful opportunity. That's not a bad thing to go out and share what we've got, because what we've got has made such a difference in our lives. I mean, over 100 people getting up and saying, this is how real estate investing has changed my life, and it can change your life if you let it. And how long are you going to let $20,000 be a big number? And, when I first heard it, it was a big number. And yes, it still is a big number, but it's a big number on the receiving side, not just the initial thing. And it comes back to that joyous sacrifice. We have to sacrifice sometimes for ourselves to get ahead. And in this case, this is one that I remember my wife saying, Ron, if Renatus were to give you back your money, would you just walk away? And it was a no-brainer. No, there's no way I would walk away. She said, what if you double that? What if Renatus doubled your money back? No, I still wouldn't take it back, because what I have is so priceless. Anybody else? We're getting to the bottom of the hour. Let's share another story or two. Yes, hello.
This is Judy.
Judy, good morning.
How are you doing?
Fabulous.
Excellent.
And you
thank
too?
you. Oh, amazing. My life is magic. So I wanted to mention, so last year, not this Nationals, but last Nationals, I had just gotten 5-star, and the few people that were sort of even maybe going to be near on my team came on Thursday night and came for the rest of the conference. This year, I had like the vast majority of my team come out, and so the Odells, a couple people from Seattle, and some of my people local. And one of the coolest things for me was to watch, I'm going to echo Christian's verbiage, right? The business go from their heads to their hearts. It was like really cool to watch them go all in, like just say, I'm going to do that cash recovery party that we were talking about, and this and that and the other thing, and really catch the vision. That was probably one of the coolest things for me.
Boy, amen. To see that and have it go right to our hearts. And I think the reason it went to our hearts so quickly, Judy, is because it was all given with love. Didn't you feel that?
So much. I just every single, even when they're trying to teach us, like even Nicole Call teaching us compliance, all of it was done with so much love and vision for what we're creating and what we're trying to accomplish. And even people, so a lot of my team that came has been around a little bit, but we even saw people, Christian's got a brand new guy joined up in the last like 12 days. And you can see his eyes just shining with love for this business and this company and all of our people. It was just really beautiful.
Yes, it was. And you mentioned that even as Nicole was delivering her presentation on compliance with love, and to look around and see the heads nodding and accepting it with love as a step in a better direction than what we've been given. And certainly it is, because it's going to make us all better. It's going to make our businesses better. It's going to make us have better success. It's going to make the people that we bring into our family better, and allow us to I think really do it faster. Didn't you get that feeling, everybody?
I really did. That's exactly what I was talking to. I think it was the Odells when we were having the conversation. I think that I'm like, this is going to make it better and easier to sell combos or to bring people who really understand our culture and our vision. I think it's only going to make us more successful faster, easily.
Absolutely. And It's funny. I go back and I start flashing on the different presenters and everything. Scott Rowe, that man is just the most delightful maniac I've ever been around.
Absolutely.
He has this childish glee about him. He sees the positive side of everything. I just try to throw that man a negative vibe, and he turns it on its head, and it comes out funny and positive and a way to get us ahead.
Hey, Ron.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to add one more thing for me that was really key. And I don't know that everybody caught it. And I don't even know that I got the right message, so to speak, right? But there was a message that came across throughout the event for me, which was the points. So throughout the event, right, we're giving these points. And Eric, I think, is the only one that pointed it out specifically from stage, which is we're all on the same team. And so it was fun to have the competition, and really it was co-opetition, right? We're all adding to the energy of the event. And so it was fun to see that, the guys in the back were, sometimes counting points and sometimes not. And really the message that I got from it in the end was, it's not about the points. It's
Right.
about the fact that we're all on the same team. And to reinforce what Judy was just mentioning about my gentleman, Dan, this is a guy that he saw the opportunity in Seattle. He was invited by one of my students, so he's a qualifying sale, and he was welcomed to that team so quickly and so let's call it vigorously, that the second time he came down and saw the information, he signed up to come to nationals before he even enrolled as an IMA. And even still to this day, we're still working on his funding, so he's not even a student yet. And he took a road trip with a bunch of folks from Seattle, drove out to Utah and experienced that event. And, he was mentioning to me how life-changing this has already been for him. I mean, it's been less than a month since he saw this information for the first time. And this is a gentleman who, he was in a position where he openly admits that he was kind of a hermit for a while. And he's had some things, some hard things hit him in his life. And therefore he's kind of decided to section himself away from people and just be home. And this has got him out of his house. And not only that, it's put him in an environment where he truly feels like he has a family, a new family. And it all comes down to that same thing. We're all on the same team. So if we could just all remember that when somebody shows up to our presentation, regardless of who invited them, we're all on the same team. When we have something going on and somebody is, looking for support, we want to, make sure that we show up for them the best that we can, because we're all on the same team. Team Renatus, Team Bob Snyder.
Boy, amen to that. I second that. And I'm so glad you brought that up. You could feel that even though there was kind of a friendly competition as we'd try to out enthusiasm each other, it was really building up the whole body together of the group. And it was exciting to be there. It was exciting to be part of it. I am really sorry for anyone that wasn't able to make it this time. Commit to yourselves now that next year you're going to make it. You've got time now to commit to be to the leadership retreat this year. They announced that also. That looks absolutely mind-blowing. My wife and I are going to be there no matter what. We've decided nothing's going to stand in our way. And we're excited about the prospects of the coming year. We're excited about the people we're going to meet, the people we haven't even met yet, your guests that you're going to run into, that you're going to be put next to, and you're going to find, gosh, they've always wanted to do real estate as well, and they want to get involved, and all it takes is a few words. Have you ever thought about doing real estate? Did you know that you can invest your 401k in real estate? That sounds like, to me, a much better deal than our buddies in Wall Street. They send them the money every month and hope someday they'll send something back. But this way, I feel like I've got control. Not only do I have control of my investments, but I'm working with the best people in the world. We've got someone else come off mute. What have you got to share with us?
Hey, Ron, this is Bill Predabon in Phoenix, Arizona.
Bill, welcome.
Thanks, man. Hey, you know, I totally agree with the lady that talked about Troy Dunn. I thought that guy's. I took about 3 pages of notes on a story. He didn't even have a PowerPoint, but you know, I think the thing that I got out of it, I guess my takeaway would be, it's interesting because it's actually a really, really simple process, right?
Yeah.
And they trained on the 4 steps: see the people, build for events, you know, tell the story and follow up, and we forget about that. And I think it's really, I don't know if ironic's the right word, but interesting that at a national conference, we would go all the way back to basics and kind of elaborate on those basics, but remind people of the basics. I've been doing this for a little while, and I think that training, I think it was a very content-rich environment at nationals this year, which is a blessing. So that was my takeaway. Thanks.
Absolutely. I second the motion. It was, and you know, sometimes we take those basics. It's like Bob illustrated at the end, you know, we try to make it harder than it is. And it is funny because we absolutely have to try to make it harder because it is so simple, so basic. Let's just find the people, tell the story, invite them to the meetings, follow up. Boy, it was fantastic. It's fun going down memory lane this last week's events with everybody this morning. I appreciate that you would come on and share, that you would sometimes it seems like it might be intimidating to come out, to come off of mute and to talk with everybody on these masterminds, but gosh, see how great it's turned out for us. Even flaky technology can't get us down, people. Thank you for being with us. Do we have another comment before we end this morning's phone call? Well, if not, I want to thank everyone for being a part of this, for overcoming, like I say, kind of the flaky technology. It's not going to get us down. We're going to take this right back to the basics and be successful, and we're going to bring other people successfully with us and change their lives. Have a great day, everybody. Can't wait to meet with you again. Please accept my virtual smile and hug and a pat on your back, and you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.